Welcome to Picture Healer channel. This week, the number one topic on everybody's mind is Trump's Liberation Day and the economic effect for the US and worldwide. Most people are shocked, confused, and worried because we know we are going to have to pay a lot more for almost everything in the future. So today I try to do a few I Ching divinations and try to clarify our questions. And I try not to talk too much about politics, but we want to focus on the economics. So here are my 4 questions. The first one is short-term economics and the stock market for the US. And the second one is long-term economics for the US. The third one is general economics for the whole world globally. And the last question is to ask, is there any advice we can follow to go through this stage? So the first question, how is the American economy and stocks for the short term? That's around 1 or 2 years. And I Ching hexagram I have is number 61. It's honesty, faith, trust, or inner truth. This I Ching hexagram shows 2 yin lines in the center, the 2 broken lines. So that indicates the importance of being humble, being sincere and honest. If we are honest and sincere, we will have good fortune. If we disregard trust, it will lead to misfortune. So it can be either good or bad. The 2 yin line in the center also means emptiness in the center. Even though it looks strong from the outside, the center can be very weak. The changing line is number 2. The second line goes from yang to the yin line. The new hexagram is number 42, increase or benefit. So in the future, there will be profit and benefit. The ending is actually lucky. Because the changing line is the second line, we can look at the 6 Yao progression. And this is the very interesting part. Basically, in this hexagram, there are 6 stages or the progressions. We are in the stage 2. And in the I Ching book, it says the crane is calling in the shade or in the dark. And the baby crane calls back in response. A friend has good wine here and would like to share. It's an image of sharing good food together in harmony. Honest communication can bring good luck. So this is exactly the opposite of what we see today. Instead of sharing food with friends and communicate with honesty, this trade war is more one-sided or selfish and a little bit aggressive. So the key at this stage is honest communication and sharing with good intention. And we can keep looking forward. The 3rd Yao or the next stage, it says facing strong enemies, some people start drumming, some people stop fighting, some people start singing, and others crying. It's an uncertain and confusing time. And the 4th Yao shows the next stage. It's almost full moon, the horse has lost, no misfortune. It's lucky to continue your journey, following the right leader even without the company of the old horse. So there will be some loss, maybe your old horse or old friend, but there is no misfortune. You can still continue your journey. And the next stage, 5th Yao, being sincere and have people's best interest at heart, there will be no misfortune. And the last stage, the top line, it says, the sound of a rooster reaches the sky. It's dangerous to continue this way. A rooster symbolizes an individual who lacks sufficient capability. That is why there will be danger if a rooster or a rookie is in high position. So there's a little warning sign here. If a leader doesn't have matching ability, it can be dangerous. And this is a stage 6, and we are at the stage 2 right now. So there are 4 more steps to go. And in I Ching, these 4 steps can mean 4 months or 4 years. So be careful after 4 months or 4 years. So this hexagram number 61, the mother crane is calling and the baby crane respond. It's a positive relationship when you have good intention, and it's honest and sincere communication. If we work with other people with honesty and trust, you will be lucky. Otherwise, it can be dangerous. And after the changing line, the new hexagram is number 42, the benefit or increasing. So we know the ending will still be lucky. The next question is a long-term economy for America. And I have number 14 is great possession or big harvest. So this is a very auspicious sign, and it suggests financial fortune, career success, fame, and happiness. So for the long term, we know the market will bounce back and there's not much to worry about. This hexagram shows the accumulation and effort over time create great abundance. And the changing line is the 6th line, that's the top line. The new hexagram is number 34, great strength or great power. So we know in the long run, the outlook is still good. And for the top line of the number 14, great possession, it says cultivating virtues and humility bring good fortune. So both are very auspicious hexagram. So that's a relief for long-term economy. And the next question is about the worldwide economy and stocks. And this is more general because I don't want to get too complicated. The hexagram I have is number 36, dimming of the brightness or the intelligence hidden. And it shows the brightness being blocked or hidden like the sun behind the dark clouds. And in this hexagram, you can see more yin lines and only 2 yang lines. That means the yin lines are overpowering the yang, and the negative energy is growing. The negative people are in power, causing difficulty for general public. The luck is decreasing and the situation is becoming dim and dark. And it's better to stay in the background, strengthen your ability, and wait for the right timing. The changing line I have is a first line, so it becomes number 15, humbling or modesty. The changing line usually represents the future or the ending. This hexagram means having a humbling attitude and an open mind can help you win friends and support and bring good fortune and prosperity. And arrogance and selfishness will bring trouble. So the future will look better than the current stage right now. And now we'll look at the first yao of this number 36, dimming of the brightness. Our changing line is the first line, so we look at the first yao, the bottom line. The I Ching book says the dimmed light resembles a gentleman preparing to depart from his host, aware that their different perspectives might cause disappointment, or like a bird eager to fly away, even if it is dark outside and will be without food for 3 days. This is a difficult time. I don't really need to explain the paragraph because that's what a lot of people are feeling right now. The bird rather fly outside to the dark even without the food for a few days, and the gentleman is ready to leave the current situation because of the different perspectives from the leader. So that's the stage we are in right now. And this is the first stage of the dimming of the brightness. We still have number 2 to number 6 stages. So we are just the beginning of the dimming of the brightness. And we can look at the next stage. In the dimmed light, the gentleman endured his left side with the rescue of a strong horse, it is still lucky in the end. So there are some hurting, but not too serious. And the third stage, traveling south to hunt in the dimmed light, there is still a good chance of capturing the chief. Do not rush and the outcome will be good. Even though the environment is not optimal, you still can have good result. The next stage, in the middle stage or the core stage, your opponent's intention become clear. Knowing their intention to dim the bright light, it is time for you to walk away and stay safe. If you find out they are not your friends anymore, it's better to walk away and stay safe. The next stage, during the tough and chaotic times, stay true to your goals and values and wait for the right moment to pursue your ambitions. It's more important to keep away from trouble now. And the last stage, the top line, it says, the sky looks dark and hazy. The darkness is at its peak, but will fall to its lowest point later. The situation is not in our favor now, and it's best to wait. The negative people will lose their power in the end. So eventually, the ending stage of this hexagram, the negative people will lose their power. But we are only at the beginning of this hexagram, so to get to the last stage, we have 5 steps to go. So that probably means 5 months or 5 years. And after the 5 years, the negative power will be gone. And it will be a more peaceful time, like the number 15, humbling and modesty. By keeping a humbling attitude, you can win friends and have supports, and eventually have good fortune and prosperity. So that's the world economy in general. The current situation is pretty dim, but there will be peace and harmony later. I'm sure most of us still worried about the current situation. So I have a question about advice for now, and I have a number 5 hexagram. It's called waiting. So the advice is to be patient, wait and see what's going to happen, and thinking over your actions carefully to avoid danger. And this hexagram also focuses on essentials and necessities now. It's important to focus on your daily duties and responsibilities and avoid daydreaming and avoid any dramatic change or following any unverified advice. Because in the chaotic times, there will be a lot of scams, so we have to be extra careful and don't make drastic decisions. And this hexagram is also like a dragon stranded in shallow water now. It's not the right time to take a big action. It's more important to focus on the basics. And it's good to be more honest and adaptable to handle a tough environment. And I also have a changing line here. It's the number 6, the top line. The new hexagram is called a small accumulation or limited strength. This hexagram is considered small luck. You have small accumulation or small achievement, but your strength is still limited. So you need to continue accumulate your power and wait for the right opportunity. And it's a good idea to work with like-minded people. You can support each other and become more powerful together. So while we are waiting and working on the essentials, we know the future will be brighter and will be stronger and more powerful. So that's my I Ching reading and interpretation for the current economy and advice. Thank you so much for watching today, and see you next time.